So in this video we are going to talk about the biggest takeaways that I've gotten through ICT. I'm going to talk about what has gotten me to consistency, what I have watched thus far in order to get to that consistency, what strategy I'm using, and as said, the biggest takeaways that I've gotten from him in terms of my trading performance. In terms of results, I started trading ICT in the beginning of this year on my actual live accounts. Before that, it was mostly testing and a little bit of risk on my live accounts, but now going full force, which basically means 1% on the personal account and 0.3% on my funded accounts. I've only done that since the beginning of this year, and basically the results in terms of R, which you then know what I made on the personal and what I made on the funded, was slightly negative in January. When I mean slightly, it was -2, then it was +5 for February, and it's currently at +5 for March too, and I'm recording this on the 14th of March. The strategy that I use is basically the 2022 model, which basically means that I mostly trade fair value gaps in line with my daily bias. But what I've understood lately from my data is that fair value gaps and order blocks basically increase the probability of a winning trade by a lot. I was taking a lot of trades because I was waiting for a big impulse, waiting for the fair value gap, and only then would I enter without having anything else in terms of confluence. I would have the daily bias and so on, but no order blocks would be in sight when I was taking those trades, and those resulted in a lot of losses. So after examining over 200 trades, I understood that if I incorporate order blocks into my strategy, then my strike rate increases and my risk to reward does so too. So if you guys want to hear from ICT what I'm currently trading, then you have to go through the 2022 mentorship and you have to go through the core content that is all for free on his YouTube channel. And again, I'm sure that 99% of you are going to know that he did not ask me to say this, because why the fuck would he care? But for that 1% of people that are going to comment, oh, you're just a paid ICT shill, like, why? Just no, I'm just telling you what I'm personally trading. In January, funnily enough, I had not yet discovered that order blocks increase the probability of the trades. So it's funny that in February, when I started implementing it, was when I saw the turn of events in my results. So yeah, that's how I've been currently trading, and my average risk to reward has been 1 to 3 with an around 50% strike rate. And I think that one of the biggest things that I learned and I was able to do with smart money concepts, which I wasn't able to do before, and I remember talking with friends by telling them that I don't know why, but I feel like I'm complicating this smart money thing a lot. This was when I was trading with very tight stops where I'm saying like 2-3 pips, and it was with ICT that I was finally able to implement smart money concepts in a simple way. And that was one of the biggest takeaways for me. It was having the guidance that was good enough for me to keep things very simple. And after talking with a lot of ICT students, and you probably can follow them on Twitter, you know that all of them basically say, I keep my trading simple. I look at this, and I execute. That's it. And that's the same for me. I look for a sweep of liquidity in line of the daily bias with a fair value gap and an order block. If I find those 4 things, which are regular, it's maybe like twice per week or 3 times per week, then I'm taking the trade. And I think this is a great segue for the other takeaway that I've gotten from ICT, which is it will never be good enough. And why do I say this? Well, because ICT has been trading for more than 30 years now, and I think it was on Twitter, on a Twitter space, that he said that he still battles with himself every single day because he wants to get the perfect exit, but he knows that exits are not his strong point in his trading. And so I saw that ICT also gets frustrated, even if he doesn't show it. Sometimes he still gets frustrated with himself, and it doesn't mean that now he starts gambling and deviating from the plan. It just means that he's human. Like, it comes to a point where we put him on a pedestal, and it's normal, we want to learn from him. But I think that having this takeaway that even people that are great and that they have a proven track record, and some people are going to say, oh, but he's a scam, whatever, you can see clearly through his Twitter and his live streams and everything else that what he's been calling has been very, very successful. Even though there are a little bit of mismatches, who cares? Losses are a part of the game. But yeah, I think that hearing him a little bit frustrated, and this might sound a little bit bad, but I'll say it either way. Hearing him being a little bit frustrated with the fact that his exits are not perfect made me put into my mind again, okay, I'm still normal. As I was thinking about this video, I was like, what has been my average return on investment this year? Oh, 5% per month. That's not a lot. And then I had to catch myself, like 5% per month. That's what some people get in a year. So it's consistent profitability, and that's what we're looking for. But again, there's always going to be somewhere where we can improve. And it's almost like going into the gym, where it doesn't matter how good you look, you will always think you can get better. And I not only see that with myself, and it's something that I obviously work on, but I also saw that in my mentors. So everyone's human, and this happens. I'm going to now say the order that I'm watching the videos, and after that I'm going to leave you with my third and last biggest takeaway that I've gotten from ICT. So the order that I watched the videos was by watching the 2022 mentorship at first. That's how I got introduced to ICT. Then I watched the Market Maker Primer series, and then I watched this exact order, and I'm going to follow this order, which is the Pattern Recognition series, the Scout Sniper series, the Core Content months 1 through 12, and studying the 2022 mentorship, and afterwards diving into the 2023 mentorship. If you are new watching ICT, then I don't recommend you following the 2023 mentorship. Like even myself, I've been quite overwhelmed with how the 2023 mentorship has been going, and so I've taken a step back, I've reevaluated, and I've decided that I'm going to finish the core content, which I'm currently finishing month 6, watch the 2022 mentorship yet again, and then diving into the 2023 mentorship. But I'm going to be very careful with this, and I recommend you do the same. But yeah, this is the order where you should watch the videos. Now let's go into the last biggest takeaway that I've gotten from ICT. And that takeaway is that it's either this or nothing. And I've decided, and I've said it in 3 videos or something now, that I either am now successful with ICT or I give up on trading. And this does not mean that I haven't been successful with other strategies, because I have. I've been successful with 3 of the 4 strategies that I've traded. But I've always strategy hopped yet again. I've always looked for that next shiny object. But I've decided that this is not the way to go anymore, because even though I was consistent, I was always starting a new learning curve, and this is not good. You should not be doing this. And this is a lot of what ICT says. He says that you have to go all into something. You have to put the most amount of work in that you possibly can in order to succeed at this, which ties in with the fact that you are basically a high performance athlete. You think that you are taking away money from me when you are going long and I'm going short, but that's not true. We are both either winning or losing money, but it's not against each other. It's against the big banks, the big institutions, and those are the one feeding off our losses. Even though they are quite small and they don't give a shit, you have to put into your head that this is a high performance skill. If you are not at your best, then your money is going to get taken away from you, and you can see it clearly. It's not like soccer, football. It's not like surfing. It's not like anything else. The results are instant. If you are not good, then you are going to take a lot of losses. If you are good, you are going to take some losses because it's part of probabilities. But you need to understand that when you are not at your best, then money is going to get taken away from you. And the same thing when you are using this just as a side hustle and you think, oh, I think I'm just going to trade today. No, you have to take it serious, because if you don't, then it's going to have real consequences on you. To me, there's no going back. It's either this or nothing. And I have all my ego, not only in this YouTube channel, but also on trading and also on career. Everything is tied into how successful I am with trading. And so it's either this or no going back. And if you have this mentality, then understand that you are going to work twice as hard. And that's what I want from you. Don't burn yourself out, but again, work twice as hard, because if you want big results, then you have to put a lot of work in. And I hope this helps. Make sure to check the day in the lives that I do, because that's when I give a lot of information away about the way that I trade, and I talk about the trades that I'm currently on. I think all day in the lives that I've done, except one, I've always entered in a trade. So make sure to check those videos out. Let me know in the comment section what was the biggest takeaway that you've gotten from trading thus far. And stay tuned, because after May, a lot of big videos are coming that are going to be a lot more real than you are expecting from this channel. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Bye.